That's not cool. You're setting us up for failure and at the same time telling us, why don't you shut up and stop complaining about it? Hey there, Coach Devin here. I usually spend my time on this channel talking about health and fitness. That's what I know, that's what I do. I've been a fitness professional for 27 years now. I'm getting up there. I've owned a gym for 11 almost. But today I'm going to talk a little bit about two things. Premier Rankin's press conference yesterday, the last question of the press conference, I think was telling. And Maureen MacDonald, who's a former MLA, her comments on Twitter about small business. And I think both of those are extremely telling things that show where the government headspace is and what they think about small business. So let's dig right in right now. Premier Rankin, the last question, I believe it was a CBC reporter asked him in the press conference yesterday was, look, big box stores are open. Small businesses are really frustrated by that. They're selling, in some cases, things that are not essential. You know, hey, what are you going to do about that? Are you going to stop them from doing this? Or are you going to help out these small businesses? And his response basically was, I can't, it's a lot of work, I'm just throwing up my hands. He basically said, you know what, okay, big box stores, we asked them to stop selling essential things, but they didn't. What are we to do? He also said it's really hard to stop it, and really what is essential to one person is not essential to somebody else. Now, I can get on board with the last statement. What is essential to me is different than what's essential to you. For me and my clientele, health and fitness is essential. We find fitness and exercise essential for our well-being, our health, all those things, mental stability, all those things. So you know what? That for us, that's essential. So I can get on board with saying, and not everybody, things are essential to different people, but to say, you know what, it's just too much work to stop Walmart or whatever big box store is going. So we're just throwing up our hands and screw it. You know what? Suck it up. You'll be fine. That's a shame. That's a real shame because you know what? It shows, I think, a little bit about what the government is thinking now. The government is thinking, you know what? The big box stores, you know, we asked them to stop. They said no. We went, well, what are you going to do? I'm not one of these coronavirus people who is like, you know, get out there and reopen and, you know, take your fines. I'm not that guy. I'm willing to follow the rules. Like, I get it. My problem is we pay you, Mr. Rankin, with taxpayer money, and your job is to support us. Walmart takes money out of Nova Scotia. When my business is open, I keep money in Nova Scotia. What does that tell you? That tells me that, you know what, Walmart is not as important to Nova Scotia as all the other small businesses who are located right here in Nova Scotia. So to say it's just too much work to tell Walmart to stop, that is shirking your responsibility. It's half-assed and it's lazy. You've had over a year. You've had like 14 months to figure this shit out. Figure it out. Do better. Don't be lazy. Don't be half-assed. Just figure it out. I understand it's tough, but you know what? You got into politics knowing there was a pandemic. You guys had lots of time. Figure it the hell out. Now, the other person I want to talk about is former MLA Maureen MacDonald. Maureen MacDonald. Maureen was a MLA for almost 20 years, and in Halifax, Needham, I believe. From all accounts, she's an NDP MLA. She has, you know, did well for quite a long time. Had got lots of votes, and she had a tweet. I'm going to throw that tweet up here. Basically, the tweet is saying, you know what, I'm so sick of listening to small businesses. I'm paraphrasing a little bit. Small businesses complain about big box stores being open. If I hear one more, I'm going to go to Walmart and buy the most useless thing I can find. Do your job. Shut up. That's basically the impetus to it. And she also doubled down on it with this tweet later when people started to criticize her. Okay, Maureen, who arguably should know better. I'm not a big fan of shaming people online. I don't think it's helpful, necessary, or anything else. But I think Maureen MacDonald's absolute lack of giving a shit for small business. And you know what? You couldn't be any more blatant about your lack of empathy, Maureen. You don't care. You're like, shut up, I'm going to go to Walmart. By the way, what she's threatening to do is breaking all the public health restrictions that she rants about following. She talks all day long about how, follow Dr. Strang, listen to Premier Rankin. Okay, great, but you're threatening to do the opposite because you're annoyed. And she's annoyed because some people are out of work and pissed off about it. Okay, I've been closed 3 times now. I'm on my 3rd closure. It's not a ton of fun. My wife also owns a hair salon, so she's on her 2nd closure. This is not an easy thing to go through. I understand, Maureen, for you, you don't understand it because you worked in public sector where you never had to worry about how you were making money, and now you're on a full pension and you don't have to worry about making money. The pandemic really hasn't affected you monetarily at all. You're just enjoying life and having fun and shooting your mouth off on Twitter, which I get. Twitter is for acting like an ass. And that's what Twitter's for. I've said lots of dumb things in my past. Many dumb things. Maureen, I would be willing to give you a pass and say that maybe you don't know what you're talking about, except you worked in finance when your party was in power. You know better. You understand that Walmart takes money out of this province and small business keeps money in this province. Taking money out of the province, in case you're confused, Maureen, is bad for the province. It actually hurts us. Keeping money in the province, that's good. Your absolute lack of empathy and concern shows, I think, what the government is in. Premier Rankin is like, it's too much work to tell Walmart to stop. I don't feel like it. You sound like one of my kids whining. Do your job. Maureen, you're showing exactly what politicians actually think of the average person. Just shut up. Do your job. Shut up. You'll be fine. Who cares? Just shut up. Get out of the way. Do your part. Okay, it's very easy to do your part. Maureen, Premier Rankin, it's easy to do your part with full money. Okay? Your money has not been affected. My household, we both own businesses. My wife and I both own businesses. That means, guess what? That if we're closed, we don't make money. We make CRB. So how about you, Maureen? You take CRB and hand off your pension to everybody else. How about you, Premier McNeil, if it's just too much work to do your damn job, how about you just turn around and retire? Or, if it's so much work to tell Walmart not to do something, how about you delegate it to somebody? How about you step in because you have the power to stop them or stop anybody whenever you want. Hell, you shut me. You shut most of the province down. So, you know what? Saying it's just so hard, I don't know how to do it, it doesn't carry water. And Maureen, you're just, you know what? You are, unfortunately, you're one of those people who just doesn't give a shit about anybody but themselves. You're selfish and you're self-centered, and the only thing you care about is, I have my money in my pocket, and I'm really annoyed that I have to listen to people who are broke, losing their houses, losing their savings, having a hard time feeding their kids. I don't want to listen to them. Shut up. Now, listen, I have an ex, and my ex said to me recently that she just couldn't understand why I had an issue with being closed. She says, like a little break. You've been closed 3 times. You'll be back on your feet in no time. And I was like, you do realize I have bills, right? She said, well, there's lots of programs out there. I'm like, they don't pay everything. That means every month you consistently lose money. That's why business owners are pissed off. Every month you consistently lose money and can't make more. You have people that depend on you. Your family, your staff, your clients, and you know what? Guess what? You're standing there going, shoot, I can't do my job. It's not easy. Yes, there are government programs. No, they don't cover everything. My ex said, well, you got the CERB. What's the problem? It's $450 a week. I'm 47 years old. I have 4 children. I pay child support. You know what? I have more bills than $450 a week. So does my wife. It's not that easy to say, you're fine. Even if I can cover all my bills at home, I still have rent. My rent is about $10,000 a month. That's not counting the heat or the lights or anything else. It's just the space. Not counting my leases on my equipment that I own too. Just the space. And guess what? I'm not getting all of that covered. It's not being covered. So this is not as easy as saying, hey, just get over it. Big box stores, you know what? It's not about being angry at a big box store. Small businesses are not mad at big box stores. We're mad at politicians like Premier Rankin and former politician Maureen MacDonald, because you know what? You've created an unfair playing field. We got into this with a fair paying field, and if we did well and we served our customers well, we would make money. And now we've been told, no, you can't do that, and someone else still can. That's not cool. You're setting us up for failure, and at the same time telling us, why don't you shut up and stop complaining about it? I would say to Premier Rankin, I would say to Maureen MacDonald, and I would say to my ex, who I will not name, If it's so difficult for you and you're so frustrated that you have to listen to us be like, man, I'm broke, it sucks to lose money, give us your money and you take our bills on and you take the CRB and all the things that come with it and see how well you do. See how well you enjoy. In my case, spending $10,000 a month in commercial rent, not counting the leaseholds, not counting the electric and the power and all the other things. You figure out if you can handle that. Figure out if that's stressful for you. And you know what? If you find it a little bit stressful and you start to complain, then I'll say to you, why don't you shut the hell up? You're fine. Why are you whining so much? Go to Walmart. You'd be pissed off too. You'd be very, very pissed off. Small business has done our part. We've done everything we've been asked to do, and we're really, really tired of being beaten down and told that we're bad people when we're doing it. I'm Coach Devin. I'm out. Hope everybody has a good day.